Hello and welcome to a Sophisticated Pairs video blog. My name is Erica, and today I'm going to be following up with part 2 of our review series on the Nancy swimsuit from Panache Lingerie. In part 1 I discussed the balconette bikini top, and today I'm going to be talking about the tankini. Now tankinis are great because some days you just want a little bit of extra coverage in the midsection and back, and tankinis definitely provide that while still being stylish and fun. Now what's great about this one is it's an underwire based tankini. So I actually have underwire here underneath, and in the back there are 3 rows of hook and eye closures just like you have with a regular bra. So this is ensuring that I get a lot of lift and support from the bottom, and I'm not just basically trying to use a shelf bra or something equivalent to that in order to give me support. So this is a fantastic addition. Now I'm going to start with the fit first, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the different features. I ordered my usual Panache size, which is a 30 double H, and the fit on this is perfect. Now, as I mentioned in part 1 with the balconette bikini, I do think there's a little wiggle room in terms of size because the fabric is a little bit more flexible. However, I think it was a good decision to just go with my regular size for me, but particularly if you are in between cup sizes, you might want to size down. Now, the band on this one is nice and firm. It feels comparable to what I'd expect from a regular Panache bra, and the cup size itself is also very comparable. Now the underwires on this particular style are a little higher than what I had seen with the balconette bikini top. But I like that because if I bend over here from the front, the underwires stay tacking to the front of my chest, which means that if I bend over or if I'm swimming, I don't actually expose a lot of cleavage or breast tissue there. They're still staying separated and supported. Now the underwire on this one is very difficult to see, but it is a little narrower than some of the other Panache styles, both in the front and on the sides. It tends to hit me a little bit closer towards where my actual breast tissue ends. Sometimes with Panache bras I find they go a little bit too far back, but that's not the case with the swimwear. I think this makes them a little bit more accessible as well because very many of our customers have mentioned how Panache wires just seem to reach too far around their bodies, and I think that by shortening them, particularly with the swimwear, it opens them up to a whole new customer base of women who could really enjoy and appreciate the designs that they put out. Now they also do a fully adjustable strap, kind of like what you'd see with a bra. And in fact, there basically is what amounts to a bra inside of here. Now what you can't see is there's an interior piece with cups and a band on the inside. Now the cups and the band itself are made from that kind of swimwear mesh. Now the cups are made from one that's not super tight. It's more what you would expect in a regular bathing suit. So that way if you get wet, it allows water to pass through and it doesn't absorb a lot of it and hold it so close to the body. It's very breathable. The mesh on the sides here that compose the band of the bra is more like what you'd expect from a power knit wing. So that to me feels a little bit more like your bra edition, as well as the hook and eye closures in the back, as opposed to a clasp or something else that you would normally see with a bikini top. So I like that they did that on this particular style. Now the exterior that sort of sits on top of this bra piece is a really nice swimwear fabric. It's that standard kind of feel, except to me it does feel a little bit more quality-wise, a little bit more upscale. I can understand why the price of the swimwear is a little higher than what you'd see from your standard swimwear fare, and the materials definitely reflect that. I also like how they do this little seaming here at the front to kind of give some shaping, particularly with the body. A lot of times it's easy to get a tankini that fits fine here, but then it starts to float away and it doesn't really hug your figure as well, and it can make you look a little bit bigger than you are. I love the pattern itself, as I mentioned in part 1. It's a little bit of a nautical print. It's very fun for the beach or for the lake. I like the length of the tankini as well. It tends to hit me in what I would say is high hip region. So that's great because I don't want a tankini that's going to hit too low, but I also don't want one that's going to be too short and actually start to expose midriff on the beach. So I like the length of that. If you're on the short-waisted side, I think this will still work for you, but if you're too much taller or longer-waisted, you might experience a little bit more of the riding up in the front from where the tankini is just not quite as long. However, overall I think it's a great length. It would definitely suit a variety of heights and torso shapes. Overall, I'm really happy with this particular piece. It's very comfortable. It fits very well. It gives me a lot of support. I don't feel like I'm shoved into some kind of tankini that's barely trying to give me support. It's actually like wearing a bra. Even if you look from the side, you can see that it's still giving a good shape. It looks very supported, very rounded, very lifted. I feel like this is one of those pieces that I could go to the beach with and feel comfortable. As any woman who has had larger breasts knows, it can be very tough to find swimwear, and a lot of times you go to the beach and you don't feel as confident because you're not getting the support that you would usually get, and it's very tough to find swimwear that fits, and it can make the entire experience so much more uncomfortable than it has to be. And bra size swimwear is a great way to get yourself something that's going to make you feel good about yourself and your breasts, and to feel great on the beach and to enjoy yourself and have a good time. Not to mention, as I said, this feels very secure. I feel like I could dive into the water and I could swim around and I don't have to worry about popping up and needing to readjust very quickly. I mean, this bra or this tankini, the whole piece is staying put. I could go into the ocean, I think, and not have an issue with overexposure. So this is great too, particularly if you're like a person who loves to be in the water and who likes to do a lot of water activities. Something like this will ensure that you keep covered no matter what you're doing. I do have one small little quibble with it though. It's kind of hard to put on without stabbing myself somewhere with the underwire. Usually I clip myself somewhere in this region. No matter how hard I try to maneuver it down my body, the underwire tends to poke me somewhere. So I don't know how they could correct that, maybe shorten the underwire a little bit, but it does make it a little bit challenging to get it on. It's certainly not enough to impact how I feel about it overall, but just in the efforts to be honest, I felt like I should mention that it does take a little bit of finagling to get it on over your head and down without poking yourself in the neck or the upper chest region. So keep that in mind. But again, as I mentioned, overall, great piece. Highly recommend the Panache swimwear line to anyone. The tankini, like the balconette bikini I reviewed earlier, is kind of a basic design that they tend to use with a lot of their other styles. So if this particular print with the nautical inspired theme and the red, blues, and whites is not your thing, there are some other great prints, some other great solid colors even, that you could turn to and find something that suits your personality and your needs. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to email sophisticatedpair@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out the other videos in our YouTube channel, as well as our blog, Facebook, and Twitter for all the latest news and event information. Thank you!